Alright, let's return to Animus Island real quick. Because we're going to be going back to doing something that I haven't done since, well, Air 5 was guest commentating.
Yes.
Which was about a million billion years ago.
Yes, 100 billion trillion years ago.
So, last time we did one of these, you know, with Air 5, we did the first Desmond sequence, so how about we catch up and do the second one? Seeing as though I've opened 2 more and haven't gotten to them. Desmond's Journey Part 2. Any of your thoughts on the Desmond sequences in this game?
Don't like them.
I don't think a lot of people do. And there's something else referring to these kind of missions later, but we will get to that when we cross that bridge.
Memory sequence archived. Recalibrating Animus idle parameters.
And of course I haven't been into these in a long time. It's giving me the tutorial for spawning blocks again.
The morning bell. God, I hated that. Ringing 5 days a week just before dawn. Up before the birds. Me and the other kids.
Come on, Desmond, get up. No lagging.
Exercise. Mandatory. A dip in the creek to get clean, then oats with butter and apple juice for breakfast. Ugh.
Okay. So, I'm not exactly going to go after all the multiplayer emblems that you can get.
Baltar.
That you can get from doing these, because, you know, there are certain emblems hidden in these places that will unlock, like, multiplayer emblems or something like that. They don't give you an achievement, there is no reward in single player for getting them, so I will not get them.
Get what?
The multiplayer emblems that are hidden around here. You may have noticed that these, there are these sections with, these pixels moving in a certain direction. I think they're about self-explanatory.
I must have walked 1,000,000 miles before I was 10. But it was nice. I liked those days out in the hills. The hush, the open air, the deep dark of the forest. Crunch of boots on the dry ground.
Can you see Rapid City from here? No, that's much further east.
And it's difficult too.
Well, why don't you repeat that now, seeing as though that the cutscene ended?
Hmm?
These purple blocks, you touch them, and good things do not happen.
Indeed, yeah, and that's where all the difficulty comes. Later, I think in this mission, there's going to be a part that's quite difficult. And if this is like one of the first missions...
the idea of, you know, first-person platforming is difficult enough. By the way, you see these orange sections? You can't spawn platforms in them.
If you do, they die. Spawn one, just so they see what happens.
Well, I did show that.
Yeah, mine's kind of laggy, so I don't get 100% of what happens.
Yeah. Yeah, not a lot of people like these kind of missions with the first-person platforming.
I mean, this part isn't that hard, but later this mission gets difficult. And this is like, what, the second, third mission?
This is the second.
So, yeah. And there's only the second that already gets difficult. Imagine, like, some of the last ones.
Oh, yeah. The last ones are kind of ridiculous. And, over here, I thought it was just a completely useless room, but no. You have to look up in order to find the solution to your puzzle.
What is this war about? What are we fighting for? They never told me much. Just enough. They kept things shrouded. An air of secrecy. For my own good, they said. So we stayed hidden. Away in the Black Hills. If anyone ever knew who we were, or what we were doing, there'd be trouble.
They're everywhere, Desmond. They have their hands in everything. Politics, war, finance, high-tech, agriculture. People are asleep. And while they dream, Abstergo builds a nightmare.
Abstergo. The first time I saw that name, it was on the side of a bottle of ibuprofen. Mom laughed when I asked her about it. Can't get away, she said.
Well, we pick our battles, I guess. So many to choose from.
She told me the average American household contains 3 dozen Abstergo-owned products at any given moment. If you tried to purge them from your life completely, it would be a full-time job. So this was it. The global conspiracy, Abstergo. Fingers in every pie. Governments, corporations, universities. Mom and Dad made it sound so scary. But it didn't feel scary. An enemy has to have a face, but all I could see was a bottle of painkillers. What scared me was the training. Sweat, tears, bloody lip every once in a while.
Focus, Desmond, focus.
How far were they going to push me?
Strength, speed, agility. No excuses.
Couldn't stand it. What was the point? For years and years, I thought some major catastrophe was on the horizon. I didn't know what to expect.
This part of the mission made my brain go quack.
This part sucks. That's gonna be in the
So
outtakes
many-
video, by the way.
Oh, if it is, then I'm gonna start
My
seeing
god, why am I
balls
sucking
each
this
time.
bad at this part? I normally don't suck so much at this part.
How about this? Each time you die, I'm just gonna say balls. Balls.
Maybe I'm just trying to rush through it, because, you know, this is getting on my nerves.
But here's the thing, you want to rush through it. Balls. You want to rush through it because you're falling!
Oh, I didn't even...
Oh.
Okay, yeah, I hit it. Alright, I'm not gonna blame shenanigans on that one. I hit that one.
But then again, as I always say, we are recording. Shenanigans is part of our beeswax.
Oh, man. Okay, this little pillar here is a checkpoint, at least.
Oh yeah, it is. I always found that kind of weird.
Yeah, anything that isn't a self-generated platform is a checkpoint, so if you, like, touch this purple stuff and die, then,
You'll understand. You'll see.
you'll
All this
respawn at that
will be
checkpoint.
Worth something. I promise.
If they'd been more open with me. If they'd shown me things. Taken me places. Maybe it would have made more sense.
Wait.
Okay, end of the level. Thankfully. Hooray.
Yay!